if I help too.
I don't know, Ashley. Nick bad luck or something?
I think that's something to do with seeing the bride the morning of the wedding.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Something wrong, Paddy? Just want to wish the season's good tidings to you.
Well, thank you and Merry Christmas to you and all. Okay.
It's funny. Uncle Zach were on this end the other day. We hadn't seen much of Paddy lately.
No, I've been meaning to visit. But I've been busy, you know how it is. Adam?
Yeah, it's a very busy period of the year.
All right. So you wouldn't happen to be busy with the turks now, would you?
Hello.
A family keeping well, then?
Aye, we're all looking forward to Christmas. Oh, Angie, Cain and I were just talking about you. What are you having?
I'm starving. You should have had your breakfast then, shouldn't you?
Oh, come on, love. Where's your Christmas spirit?
I know. Light it up, will you?
Oh, come on, Sean, it's getting late.
I thought we were stopping here for lunch.
Yeah, I'm starving, Dad.
Don't be leaving on my account. I'm just off.
Stay away from me and my family.
Oh, excuse me.
You're planning to lounge around like that all day?
Don't see why not. I'm on my holidays.
How can you tell the difference?
Always take Christmas off.
A time to spend with one's family, I always think.
Well, that depends who your family is, really, doesn't it? Chris feels like the nearest thing I've got now, anyway.
I'm not sure how much he'd agree with you on that one.
No, he doesn't confide in you much, does he? You're not that close.
One thing you should know about my brother, he has a serial weakness for highly unsuitable women.
What's that got to do with me?
But the infatuation always wears off. Sooner or later, he gets bored. And in your case, my money's on sooner.
Molly, you two breaking the ice?
Something like that.
Go and put your clothes on, would you please, Charity?
It's not what you usually say to me.
Now. Joseph will be down any minute.
Yeah, all right. It's getting cold anyway. Got much more of that to do?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Well, why don't you give it to Terry or Sean or someone to do and we could go off somewhere?
Because some of us actually have to work.
Oh, and I don't. Come on, Chris, I'm going to go mad if I have to stay around here much longer.
But you don't have to. You can go out whenever you like.
Could I have a minute, Chris?
Oh, you'll be lucky.
Sure. Do you want her to go?
No, I should be all right. That's about me having some time off. I mean, her folks aren't going to do anything now, and, well, I've been on call 24 hours a day, and I could do with some time off over New Year.
Time off. Fine. We can talk about going back to your old rate while we're at it.
You must be joking. Well, after all I've done here?
Done. You've sat around all Christmas gorging yourself at my expense.
I've been here as a deterrent, protection. I thought we could make the new rate permanent.
We can, as long as you're on call. It's up to you.
Terry, has Chris said anything to you at all about... well, anything?
Like what?
Well, like me, for instance.
No.
Can we talk?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I wonder why I went to all the bother.
What do you mean?
I've broken all my rules. Moving in here, being at his beck and call, and look where it's got me. Stuck here with naught to do.
There are worse places to be stuck.
I've lost touch with most of my regulars. I just don't seem to be having fun anymore.
Fun?
Suppose I've only got myself to blame if he's started to take me for granted.
Well, he hasn't.
Well, since I've moved in, we haven't... you know. I try never to be dependent on one bloke, but I haven't had much choice.
But you wouldn't be here unless he had a soft spot for you.
Yeah, but look what I've had to give up. And now it all seems like it might just be for nothing.
No, I've been on edge lately. Every time I convince myself Harvey's going to be all right, something goes wrong and Two-Face comes back. Hiya. And Two-Face comes back. Well, I don't think I could deal with it if Harvey slipped again. Well, listen, next week.
Well, seeing as there's now happening here, I'll get myself off to work, shall I?
Why do you have to work today?
Because I'm bored out my brains, Chris. And it'll be extra cash. You don't get to look this good for free, you know.
If you want money, you just ask for it. Listen, next week is our press party at Gotham Gardens. I want you to... I went through all 3 of his proposals, but none of them make sense.
Evening, all.
But did you read the stud farm proposals for the new season?
I think it's always worthwhile to make the effort to dress for dinner.
Or is it? I wouldn't know.
Been checking out VAT receipts for the haulage business. It's next on my list, though.
Is that all you two do? Eat dinner and talk business?
Our conversation not as riveting as at the Dingles. Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Are you going to let her talk to me like that, Chris?
No. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and work. Some of us have to, you know, Charity. And try not to disturb me with your cat fight. There's a good girl.
Chris?
I've seen it all before. Chris and his playthings 1 minute, your flavour of the month next. Tossed aside when he's bored. I wonder how long you'll last.
What now?
You know what? Charity. You really haven't thought this through at all.
What is there to think through? You've seen what Cain Dingle's capable of.
This isn't about Cain Dingle. This is about your son. If you don't care about his moral upbringing, I do.
Look, if you finish your breakfast, why don't you go upstairs and play? Considering the relationships you've had in the past, I don't believe you're in a position to lecture me on morality. And I don't believe this is just about Joseph.
No, you're right. I refuse to share my house with your...
Tart? Is that the word you're looking for, Zoe?
So glad to see that you've dressed for the occasion, Charity. Now, if you'll excuse me, ladies, I've got more important matters to attend to.
Chris, wait on.
Still not working, is it? Well, it's New Year, and I like to make a fresh start at New Year, don't you?
What, a New Year's resolution, like?
You could say that. There's £5,000 in this envelope. More than enough to give anyone a fresh start. Even you.
You kidding?
No, I'm not. And it's all yours if you leave Home Farm.
Hang on a minute, you want to pay me 5,000 quid to leave Home Farm?
Correct.
I don't want your flaming money.
Oh, I wouldn't refuse too quickly, Charity. I've noticed how my brother's been with you these last few days, and you never know how uncertain the future's going to be, do you? Oh, I almost forgot. Chris and I are taking Joseph to Chez Marlon's for lunch.
Yeah, well, mind you don't choke.
And I'd appreciate it if we came back to an empty house. That was surprisingly good.
Shame about the ambience. Now, would you like an ice cream for dessert? Sammy?
No, thank you. I couldn't manage another morsel.
Was everything to your satisfaction?
Cut the smarmy bit, Marlon. It's me, remember? Now, my son would like an ice cream. We'll just have 2 coffees. Make it quick.
Well, our waitress will take Sir's order, so he'll be a little patient.
Did you enjoy your cocoa then? Such a good cook, Marlon, isn't he?
Shame it's the best kept secret in the world.
Word of mouth, Chris. It tends to spread very slowly in these parts.
Clearly. Just the ice cream, 2 coffees.
Coming right up.
And what are you looking so happy about? The food wasn't that good.
I just have a very strong feeling that by the time this lunch is over, all my worries will be too. Here's to a happy, peaceful, prosperous New Year. Isn't this wonderful? Back to normality.
Oh, I didn't realise that we were abnormal before.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it's lovely to spend some time with you and Joseph without any distractions.
Well, it's certainly good to see you with a smile on your face. Makes a welcome change for your normal scowling disposition.
Thanks a lot. What you don't understand is that it doesn't take a lot to make me happy. I'm just a simple person with simple pleasures.
With an amazing capacity towards self-deception.
Even your insults can't spoil my day.
You've still got that smug expression on your face.
What expression?
Same one as you had earlier in the restaurant. I mean, is there something I should know? What's going on?
Of course not. I've just made some New Year's resolutions.
What kind of resolution?
I can't tell. It's like making a wish. If you tell it doesn't come true.
You're being childish.
Maybe I am.
You're not going to tell me then?
No. You're just going to have to wait and see. But I think you'll be surprised. Hello, Zoe Tate. Right. Don't do anything. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go. Look, I'm sorry. We'll do this another time, all right? There's an emergency up at the Bailey's farm. I'm on duty, so I'm going to have to go. I'm sorry.
Well, what time will you be back? See you later, then.
Certainly will. Come on, Peg. Come on.
Look, you go upstairs and you wash your hands, okay? Good boy. What's going on?
Good magazine is this. You should read it sometime.
Sorry, their appeal's lost on me.
Shame. You could learn a lot, particularly about relationships. For example, right, it says here, girls, if your fella doesn't treat you right, there's only one thing to do. Get rid.
I'm sorry I never had you down as someone who'd be influenced by a woman's magazine.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
But you're going anyway. Where?
Hot and Harrogate, who cares? I ain't staying where I'm not wanted. See? I knew it. I've outstayed my welcome. Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
I haven't got the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Chris, I do not take kindly to being ignored, and you haven't noticed me for days. Truth is, Zoe's offered me a lot of money to leave home farm. And as far as I can see, there's naught to stay for.
Zoe's done what?
See you, Chris.
Wait!
What for?
Oh, well, she may own this house, but she doesn't own me.
Morning.
You're bright and early this morning.
Am I? Yes, I suppose I am. Would you like a coffee?
Thanks.
Paper? I finished with it.
Thank you. Well, for goodness sake, Zoe, whatever's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Then what's with all the sisterly solicitude all of a sudden?
I'm just trying to be nice.
Nice? Well, nice I can handle. But compared to how you've been recently, this is like you've had a personality transplant.
Really obnoxious sometimes.
Possibly. But at least I'm consistent.
Actually, I'm not just going to let this go. I'm not going to go on pretending that there isn't a reason why I was trying to be nice to you just now. We both know exactly what's happened.
Do we?
Yes. Charity's moved out. In spite of your apparently open-ended invitation for her to stay. And you're angry. And you're hurt.
Oh, I see. I'm angry and hurt, am I?
Yes. You never admitted, of course.
Why do you think she decided to move out when I'm such an obvious meal ticket?
I don't know. I suppose she must have had what seemed like a better offer.
I see.
I'm really sorry to have been proved right, Chris. I really am. I'm actually sorry for your sake that it's over. I'm sorry that she was shallow and fickle. I know you're hurting, but she was a disaster. Now, I'm going to go to work. I'll be back for supper. Let's make this the start of better times between us.
It's really nice of you to dot round. Would you like a cuppa?
No, thanks.
Coffee, then. Oh, I might even have some biscuits.
Can we stop playing games? When Betty first told me, I didn't quite believe you had the gall. But now I see there are no depths to which you won't descend.
Oh, no housewarming present, then.
I think you've had quite enough out of me, don't you? I gave you £5,000 to leave home farm, which you took. But now I see that not only are you a common tart, you're a cheat and a thief as well.
I am not a common tart. Yesterday I were a common tart, but today I'm your brother's mistress. Isn't that the word they use in papers? And as for the money...
Which you're going to give me back.
Oh, you try and make me. I earned it fair and square. You told me it were mine if I moved out of home farm. Well, I did. I moved here. The house goes with job.
Hiya. You have a nice day.
Arrogant, selfish, manipulative, deceitful little creep.
Well, not little, Zoe. I resent that.
Don't you dare try and make a joke out of this.
Hang on a minute, Zoe. You're not being very friendly here. I thought tonight was going to be the night domestic bliss returned home farm.
You made a complete fool out of me this morning.
No, actually, I didn't. You did that all on your own.
You let me think it was finished. You let me be nice to you when all the time...
Now, look here, Zoe. You made several assumptions this morning, and all of them grossly wrong. And if I didn't disillusion you, it was because it was very revealing being on the receiving end of your so-called sympathy. Selfish? You didn't give a damn about my feelings, about what I might have wanted, did you? All that mattered was that you thought you got what you wanted. Well, you wanted Charity out of home farm. She is.
You've put her in that house.
Yes, I have. It's my house.
She is going to come between us, Chris, for the rest of our lives.
Look, I don't know about that. But you're right about one thing. Well, I hope so anyway. She's going to be around here for a long, long time to come.
Right. Yeah, I said I wouldn't be long. Salmon roulade. What do you think?
That's pretty good. It's very good.
Well, can I have a bit?
Yeah, help yourself.
You should choose salmon.
Not really. Eric Pollard let me have a batch dirt cheap.
Eric Pollard?
Yeah.
Eric Pollard?
Yeah. Small man, moustache, has an antique shop, sits on the council. Hey, I don't know where he got it from, but it's top stuff. If you like, I'll give him a ring, see if he can get you some. He got it from you, didn't he? He took it off your hands dirt cheap and then sold it on to me, that crafty... Still, Marlon, if you couldn't use it...
Tell you what, Marlon. You should have hung on to this. It's dead good as this.
It's on this evening's menu as well.
Oh, salmon roulade with new potatoes and green salad. $6.95?
Can't afford it. Those of us who've led a decent, God-fearing life haven't got that sort of money to throw around.
Well, you chose the wrong side then, didn't you, Edna? But I'll tell you what, I'll treat you both. Because I'm celebrating. So that's one for me, one for Betty, one for Edna.
No.
And one for you, Marlon.
Prove it. Prove that she's a gold digger.
I can't prove it. I just know that she is.
Well, I can prove that she isn't. For one, I know about the money. I know that you offered her £5,000 to leave home farm because she told me.
She told you?
That's right. And that reveals certain things about you, Zoe, that I wouldn't like to name. But the one thing it does reveal about Charity is that she's not a gold digger.
Just a minute. She told you I offered her this money?
Yes.
Did she tell you that she actually took it?
But don't you see? She wasn't going to take it. She was on her way out when she told me about it. I mean, she was leaving, not because of the money, but because of you. She was always going to go on seeing me, but then I offered her the cottage and, well, she must have decided to take the money then. Why not? She was only fulfilling her side of the deal. All that proves is that she's got a head on her shoulders and that you're a fool. £5,000 worth of fool.
The point is, she's got the house and she's got the money because she's got you. You know what this is, don't you?
What?
This is history repeating itself. And you're the fool because you can't see it. But this is like Kim with Dad, and you're being as weak as he was. And like Kim, she is going to have the whole lot one day. But she is never going to get her hands on home farm.
Shall I tell you what you are, Zoe? You're jealous. You're a dried-up, jealous old spinster who's having to play the jealous wife with her own brother because she's failed in every relationship she's ever had with both genders of the human race. There's toast if you want some.
No, thanks.
It's fresh.
I'm not hungry.
If my presence is in any way affecting your appetite, then I'm happy to leave.
Don't flatter yourself.
Oh, so it's not righteous self-denial, then?
It's an 8:30 appointment.
This is about last night.
It's about work.
I only wanted us to be clear on where we were.
I know exactly where I am. I'm on my way to the surgery.
Where do you think you're going?
Out. Have your breakfast first.
Don't want any breakfast. And I don't want you doing out that's going to put you behind bars.
You gonna get out my way?
Well, that depends, doesn't it?
Somebody's got to do something.
That'll be me, when and if.
And I'm talking about now.
You're talking out of the back of your head. Now do what Lisa says. Sit down and have your breakfast.
Chris Tate is making a laughing stock of this family.
How do you work that out?
Well, he's got our charity stuck up in that cottage, hasn't he?
She is not our charity, not anymore. You heard what I said when she came round for her stuff?
Yeah, I heard and she heard. But what do the rest of the village think?
I don't give a toss what the rest of the village think. She's not a Dingle, and I don't want to hear her name in this house anymore.
But she's still got our name. And as long as Chris Tate waves her around in front of everyone's noses, we'll all look like fools.
He's the fool.
And how'd you work that out?
I think she's there for his own convenience. Knowing Charity, she'll already be on the lookout.
So, just calm down and wait. Yeah? You know what they say, don't you? Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Well, I'm not a kid, and I don't eat pap anymore. I like my food hot. And at the moment, I'm looking for something I can sink my teeth into. All right?
Cain.
I said open up before I lose my temper. Show your face while it's still not marked. Because when I've finished with you, that fancy man of yours won't even recognise you. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Don't let me keep you. OK. Hide away for now. But I'll be back. Promise you that. You know I always keep me promises. No way back now, eh? I know you're in this morning.
Did you call? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You heard me all right.
I was probably asleep. I can do that nowadays, you know, if I want. Have a lie-in, late breakfast. I'm a lady of leisure, haven't you heard?
You're no lady.
You know nothing.
I know I've got your money.
So?
So, if you want it back, you gotta earn it.
No chance.
Not interested, then?
Keep it. Because I've got my eye on something a bit bigger than a handful of tennis.
Well, let's hope you live long enough to enjoy it. Because nobody shows up this family like you've done and gets away with it. Right?
Yeah.
Good.
I do appreciate your efforts, you know.
It's your turn tomorrow.
No problem. You look nice.
Thank you.
I thought we could talk over the stud business this evening. Bring me up to speed.
There's nothing much to report. Nominations for the Stallions are all underway.
Well, I was thinking more on a managerial level.
Excuse me.
Well, who on earth's that?
Hey! Johnny Milk.
You look stunning.
Woo!
Hey, Chris, how's things? Fine. Can I offer you a drink?
Oh, great. What have you got? Hey, ease off, Tarzan. It's going to be a long night. We ought to stay sober as long as possible.
Hey, come on. I don't think you were married to me.
I'll go get my bag.
Are you going out?
Oh, sorry, didn't I tell you?
Yeah, a bit of clubbing, bit of drinking, bit of pulling.
Hey, matey. You looking for trouble?
Hey, come on. Boys ready when you are.
Great. Let's hit the tone then.
Don't wait up. I could be late. Chris?
Told you I'll be back.
Get out.
Now. Sort of a greeting's had, eh?
How did he get in?
I can get in here any time. You just remember that.
What do you want?
Well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it? That's what you might want that's important. It's all here about a few quid I took for expenses. Well? Do you want it or don't you?
Well, you're not going to give it me, so I don't know why you're offering.
I might be, persuaded.
You think I'd lower myself to do that?
You've lowered yourself to do a lot worse. It's not a bad proposition if you think about it.
Close the door on your way out.
Turn me down.
What do you think I am?
Oh, I know what you are. Why do you think I came here in the first place?
Get out before I call the police.
Be my guest. And while you're at it, tell him I nicked this, eh? It's a shame you don't see things like I do. I think we could be really good together.
Dream on.
Oh, I do, Charity. You're in all my dreams. And you know what? So am I. And I'm always right behind you. Popping up when you least expect me. So, you best watch out, eh? You never know what might happen if you decide to stay around here for too long. Eh?
Did he say he wasn't coming home for his tea?
Zach, don't ask me. I just get it ready.
I hope he's not done out stupid. Had the right be in his bonnet about that cottage business.
If you mean Charity, why don't you say Charity?
I've told you I don't want a name mentioning in this house.
Oh, don't be daft. It's me you're talking to.
She's brought us nothing but shame. The way she's been going on.
Oh, and he hasn't, I suppose.
Well, he's not selling himself on the open market.
Only because nobody'd have him.
Oh. He ain't that bad, Lisa. He just needs a bit of slack cutting sometimes.
That's not what you said this morning. You were going to thump him.
No, he takes no notice.
Well, maybe if you told him you were his dad, that would make a difference.
I don't know, Lisa. I really don't. I don't know how he's going to react. You know what he gets like.
Well, you're going to have to take a chance then, because if this goes on much longer, something is really going to explode. Now, just get him told and be done with it.
Charity.
Oh, it's you.
Who do you think it was?
Well, I didn't know, that's the point. What are you trying to do? Scare me after death?
You didn't answer the door.
Well, I was going to when I heard the key. Didn't know you had a key.
Of course I've got a key. It's my cottage, remember?
Oh, so you're just going to let yourself in whenever you feel like it?
Does that bother you?
As a matter of fact, it does, yeah. What about my privacy?
Something to hide?
No. I'd just like to be able to say who comes in and out of my space.
My space, actually.
Look, Chris, I'm grateful for all this, and I do want to see you, but you've got to let me have some independence.
Independence comes at a high price, and at the moment I'm paying all the bills. Now, I did knock, so I really don't see why you're so jumpy.
Just wasn't expecting you.
I don't need an invitation to my own house.
Why are you here, anyway?
Why do you think?